There comes a moment in every life when the world tilts, plans collapse, people disappoint us. The future we pictured burns away like mist in the morning sun. In those moments, calm feels impossible. We grasp for control, for something solid to hold, and often we find only fear. But the Stoics saw these moments differently. They believed that peace is not found in the absence of chaos, but in the mastery of one's response to it. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations while the empire around him trembled. Seneca wrote of tranquility while surrounded by political betrayal. Epictetus, once a slave, taught that even in chains a person could be free if they mastered the mind. This is not blind optimism. It is discipline, a training of the soul to remain still while the world shakes. In this film, we explore how the Stoics stayed calm when everything went wrong, and how their ancient techniques can help you face the storms of a modern life. Breathe. Let's begin. To remain calm, we must first understand what we face. Life has never promised ease. The Stoics accepted that the world moves by forces larger than any of us: nature, chance, time, and the will of others. Epictetus compared life to a voyage. The sea will toss, the winds will shift. You cannot command the waves, only steer your ship. Most suffering comes not from the storm itself, but from our demand that the sea be still. When we fight reality, we exhaust ourselves. When we align with it, we find rhythm, even beauty, within the motion. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You can't always choose your circumstances, but you can always choose how you meet them." The Stoic path begins here, in acceptance, not as surrender, but as clarity. When everything goes wrong, the Stoic does not ask, "Why me?" They ask, "What can I learn? What remains within my control?" Chaos then becomes the training ground of character, the fire that tests and reveals what we truly are. Between every event and your reaction lies a single moment, a gap so small it can vanish unnoticed. The Stoics called this gap the realm of perception. It is the space where calm lives or dies. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. Epictetus: a delayed flight, a lost job, a harsh word. None of these contain stress within themselves. Stress arises when the mind interprets them as threats. The practice, then, is to pause before judgment. Ask, is this truly bad or only unpleasant? Will this matter a year from now? Is my reaction helping or harming me? This pause is the difference between panic and poise. Marcus Aurelius trained himself daily. Erase impressions, halt the impulse, wait. In that waiting, the mind regains command. Perception reframed becomes strength. The same event that once broke you can, with a single shift of view, become your teacher. To the Stoic, calm is not denial. It is discipline of interpretation. When everything goes wrong, step back. Watch your own thoughts pass like clouds across a sky that never moves. The world will still shake, but the mind that learns to observe rather than obey begins to stand unshaken. The Stoics didn't preach calm. They practiced it. They trained their minds the way soldiers train their bodies, through small daily drills of reason and awareness. When the world shook, their habits held them steady. Before reacting, pause. Seneca wrote that anger is brief madness. It can be cured by delay. Count to 5. Take one slow breath. In that breath, you reclaim the moment from impulse. Calm doesn't mean feeling nothing. It means choosing what deserves your energy. Imagine rising above your life, seeing your struggles as if from the stars. Marcus Aurelius did this nightly. He pictured Rome, the earth, the endless sky. From that height, his own worries became small and manageable. Perspective turns chaos into pattern. The storm is still there, but you are no longer inside it. Comfort weakens control. The Stoics practiced hardship on purpose: cold baths, simple meals, long silences, so that misfortune never found them unprepared. Epictetus said, Practice, then, from the smallest things upward. When you choose small discomforts, you train your mind to stay calm when life chooses larger ones for you. Each morning, imagine losing what you love, not to grieve, but to appreciate. Seneca called this the premeditatio malorum, the rehearsal of misfortune. By visualizing loss, you teach the mind that even loss can be endured. Gratitude deepens, fear loosens its grip. Every evening, look back on the day. What did you control well? Where did you fall to impulse? Marcus wrote his meditations not for an audience, but as training. Write honestly, forgive quickly, resolve again. The journal becomes the mirror of the soul. The ancients faced plagues and wars. We face deadlines, screens, and noise, but the same truths remain. The Stoic does not deny the world's pain. He simply refuses to drown in it. Control what you can, your attention. Read enough to act with reason, then turn off the noise. You are not required to carry the weight of every storm. A job lost, a relationship ends, a door closes. The Stoic remembers. The obstacle becomes the way. Ask, what opportunity hides inside this loss? Often, the collapse is the clearing needed for new growth. Epictetus warned, expect others to act according to their nature, not yours. You cannot govern another person's words or moods. You can choose patience, dignity, silence. The calm reply is not weakness, it is control. Fear thrives in the future. Bring the mind back to the present. Ask, am I in danger now, or only in thought? Most of the time, the threat exists only in imagination. Breathe. Return to the moment you can act in. The goal is not to suppress emotion, but to master it. Calm is the power to remain centered when others lose balance. Picture a deep lake. Winds stir the surface, but the depths remain still. That depth is the Stoic mind. When trained through reason, reflection, and deliberate practice, calm becomes your nature. It does not depend on fortune, praise, or comfort. It lives inside, the inner citadel that cannot be taken. Chaos will always return. Plans will fail. People will change. The world will test you again and again. But now you know what the Stoics knew. You cannot calm the storm, but you can calm yourself. In that calm, every storm passes. If this brought you a moment of stillness, subscribe to the Unshaken. Each week, new reflections on Stoicism, calm and strength within chaos. Be still, be strong, be unshaken.